Listen.
Yeah! Yes, dog! Oh. Get that out of there!
Well, after hearing Rupaul's best English accent along with other things, y'all, we just got done with episode 3 from episode 3, Posh on a Penny for Rupaul's Drag Race UK. There's so many things we want to get into today, and I want to do this as quickly as I can because y'all know I can talk my own head off. Are you ready? Here we go. The ladies enter back into the workroom to see Scaredy Kat's message. If anybody in their 30s had read that, they would have lost their shite. I'm gonna stop the accent, I promise. I apologize for everybody listening here. We're not gonna do this today. The girls come back into the workroom, they read Scaredy Kat's message. Oh, so sad. All the baby queens have left. Now Blu is the youngest contestant on the season. The girls de-drag. Some people had opinions on others' looks. It was foreshadowing for who was gonna be sent home this week. The girls come back into the workroom to listen to Rupaul once again give her best British accent. Oh, hello, hello from Lady Rupaul as the queens gather around to hear what she has to say. They find out that they must dance around a maypole. Very Midsummer tease, and that movie still makes me nervous around people and seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I need you girls to get around this maypole, grab some ribbon, and we're gonna do a nice ladies dance. And they have to do quick drag and 15 minutes to go. Now everybody gets around the pole, all looking their worst. It's a nice little tra-la-la kind of sound until we get to old peanut butter. Peanut butter. Come on, Frida, come on, Rupaul. Must be jelly because jam don't shake. Y'all know I know everything about that. I know that this group is not rhythmically challenged. We know they're not. We've seen the first 2 lip syncs. I was gagged and gooped to see Divina drop into a split the moment they said go. I said, all right, Miss Sister. The Vivienne threw a little shade at that. But everybody did something. I'm not going to say dance. They all did something, though. Things progressed. Motions were made. The temperature in the room did rise. Dancing? But most people were moving around and making noises. Now, I will go ahead and jump on over to Miss Cheryl. You know I'm tired of hearing death drop. That's not the proper term for that. It's a dip. It's a voguing term. The drag community, drag race, whatever you want to say, has taken that word. They've turned it into death drop. Whatever, it's a dip. Those were lovely dips. She had a couple of good moves here and there. I was still not fully impressed. Also, Blu Hydrangea did some of the same moves she did the last time on the runway, and she wasn't even in character. You understand what I'm saying? She was tatas, giving you when the sun shines over the moon, like all that kind of crap. But this time she did that looking like possibly she was carrying the black flag. So, like we didn't see this coming. Cheryl Hole is the winner of a dancing mini challenge. Hooray! So, what is the main maxi challenge, you say? Well, our good girl Raven, who's been MIA so long with Fashion Photo Review, thank God she's back. I enjoyed some of the guest hosts on Fashion Photo Review. Mariah was great. Vanjie was good. Nina Benina Brown did a good job. A few others in between. It was nice seeing Raven still in the payroll as she showed up on Michelle Visage's car. Well, a car that had Visage on the front. I wonder if Michelle was in the back. But it carried a few people from the pit crew with a lot of strange and funky items. RuPaul's asking the queens to create a very fashion-forward look from the items in this car boot. What is a car boot? It's basically a garage sale, except they sell them out of their car. And low-key, high-key, all keys, they do that out here, but that's the boys that be by the barbershop with the tennis shoes. Half of them are real Jordans and the other half aren't. Also, other people, too, that have the bundles in the back of the car. Y'all know what I'm talking about from my good old folks. And when I say bundles, I'm talking about hair. They don't buy them from the shop. You got to get them from the street, sister. Or the man that sells DVDs. See, I'm taking y'all down the block, honey. I'll get 4 for $1. I got that new stuff. I got that new. I got that Toy Story 4 for your kids. That kind of mess. But these are things that are owned by people that are considered trash that are trying to sell now. And it's a car boot, so the girls have to get random items and create something fashion forward. Since Cheryl won the challenge, she gets a 15-second head start. didn't really help. And everybody does a mad dash to get whatever items they can to make their garments. I'm speeding through all of this part right now because I'm not about to go through this Rupaul spoke to everybody bit. No. Everybody had different concepts for what they wanted to do. Of course, Vinegar was the one who was getting a little bit of advice from others and sort of, let's just go ahead and get to it. There were a couple people who Rupaul spoke to in the workroom when she was asking about their looks. And Vinegar had probably one of the funniest moments because Rupaul, in the kindest way possible, with the longest drawn out shade on top of that kindness, said that her drag was hodgepodge. Hodgepodge! Lord, you felt a pin drop in the room. Baga Chipz was me in the confessionals, honey. Let me just tell you that right now. What? Yes, very that. Rupaul went there, but it was the truth. And honestly, we can all be real about it. It has been a couple of milk duds down the runway for Miss Vinegar Strokes. But we like Vinegar's personality. She's infectious as far as her just laugh, the way she speaks to you and talks about anything and everything. It's like you want to be her friend. So it is a little tough to see her in this kind of position. And it's like, Now, Baga had a great conversation with Rupaul. I understood half the things that were being said, but I laughed when it was time to laugh at everything because I knew when the joke was landing. And of course, when most of the things that were said by Baga Chipz, I thought that was great. Everybody else had a pretty clear run through. The Vivienne is polished. She knows what she's doing. Crystal can sew. She knows what she's doing. Ting Wong Rupaul was giving her some advice, some kind of advice, but she was like, I'm not having it. I'm going to do my own thing. This is how we're going to this is how we're going to play this out. And of course, that could work against her or for her. We'll see later. The conversation between Crystal and Vinegar was funny. Crystal Vinegar? Like Crystal Light? Ugh, gross. Okay. No. I mean, Vinegar asked Crystal for just how do you feel about my drag and my aesthetic and this, that, and the other, what I could do with this outfit. And it's like, well, girl, it's a no. And nope, I don't see it for you. I'm not really feeling all that. If you could change this and that up, I mean, it may be just who you are, but on a level of where our fashion is, it's a chop, sis. And I appreciate how Crystal worded it without being a complete jerk about the whole situation. Sometimes people give their opinions, the Vivienne, and I love you, Vivienne, but you do that every now and then. Every now and then. You drop in something where it was like, girl, did she ask you about that? Not really. I mean, you're trying to be helpful, and that's lovely. Sometimes you have to let a fool be a fool for them to know that they are the fool, okay? So it was just a very interesting workroom experience in between the time. There was a couple conversations said here and there. More lovely moments within the workroom. We see that Divina De Campo was giving Blu Hydrangea, who was a little shady minx, a conversation in reference to drag when Divina started compared to when Blu started, where social media wasn't accessible. There was no tutorials that you could just watch someone do and then sort of perfect it from there. It was more of a hit and miss. We're going to throw this out here and see if it works kind of deal. And you learn from experience more so from just seeing things and, on your television screen, your computer screen, or your phone. And I give Divina all the credit in the world for that, or any other queen that does drag that was there before the social media craze, because it was learning as you go. And it was a lot harder. And, people were, we still can be very harsh about drag these days, but it's more so you have way too many options now as far as learning how to do your makeup, learning how to sew, learning how to get your hair right. And you do have to ask the question, how do you not know how to sew yet? How do you not know how to do your wigs? How do you not know how to do your makeup yet? Everybody's doing tutorials on this. Like, you have so many options to find these things. Also, you can tell that Baga Chipz and the Vivienne are very tight and hilarious together. They remind me of sisters, if you could say that. But it was interesting to see the Vivienne, Baga Chipz, and Crystal in a group together because they seem to have very strong opinions on the other girls. And Divina is not here for that, honey. Also, Ting Wong and Vinegar Strokes having like the best buddy kind of relationship too. It's like, that's my bestie here. That's my bestie here. They both don't want to see each other go. I swear this editing team and the department was just letting us know ahead of time. Well, it may be this and it may be that. We're going to say. It's very, okay, so you're telling us that they may possibly lip sync, or they may be in trouble, or this is going to happen, or that's going to happen? Shout out to Divina De Campo's laugh. That cackle every time. It is so funny. And her facial expression. You cannot tell me that she doesn't look like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. Cue image. I'm just saying. Every time she gets that nasty grin, it's very Wallace and Gromit. I love Divina. On the runway. Oh, let's get to this runway, y'all. I'm so excited about it because it's a sewing challenge and I love creativity. First off, let's give Rupaul some love for showing us those yams again, sister. Ru, anytime you show leg girl, it's gonna be a stunt. This is also the promo look she did for Drag Race UK, if y'all remember her in the center with the queens all over the place. Bam, same dress. So you can tell they shot this that day. Michelle looked good, Graham looked good, but I gotta give all my love to Dame Twiggy. Someone in the comment section on Instagram was like, well, who is Twiggy? And I wanted to explode and also check my mirror to see how old I was. Twiggy is supermodel, legendary, famous, one of the mod girls from back in the day, if I'm correct in my thinking here. I also knew a lot of Twiggy from being a judge, almost a guest judge, excuse me, for being a judge for a while on America's Next Top Model with Tyra Banks and Nigel Barker. Oh, I missed that season. And Miss J. Oh, I miss the old America's Next Top Model. To the runway? To the runway. Up first, Divina De Campo. When I first saw this look come down the runway, I was like trying to study it to figure out what I could find wrong with it, and I'm just being very honest with y'all. I was looking at it very intense, like, is there something missing? What's the issue? What's going on here? By the time I've watched this runway about 4 times, I can tell you that it was definitely one of the top looks, period. It was very high fashion. The pants, I was thinking, should they have been tighter? No, the pants were just fine. I then thought about the top. Maybe, nope, just fine. The wig was right with the red band with the nice little red lip. Could it have used a lash? Not necessary. Would it have been nice to put a lash on there? Yeah, and I would have preferred it in like white lashes or something like that to give it still that edge versus just a regular black lash or something like that. The umbrella being so big with that look really added to it as well. So I gotta give Divina all the love for that outfit. I thought it was great. Baga Chipz. Well, honey, I know if I had some grease or some food left over on my dishes, I'd grab a bag of chips. Yeah, okay, that was corny. The top was fine, the wig was shite, and the shorts were poop. Yeah, hate the shorts. I don't like the wig, but the top was great, and I like Baga's character, so yeah. But no, none of everything else, no ma'am. Blu Hydrangea. So I'm gonna be that guy. I love the color palette. She said custard and rhubarb. Okay, cute. It's a little strawberry mustard teas, yellow, pink. I got it. Those two colors do go together very well. Nicki Minaj has taught us that, as well as Chad Michaels' promo for All Stars 1. Very much here for it. This is where I'm going to chop it. And it's not a bad look. It's actually a very nice, decent look. I like it a lot. I like a lot of elements about it. But she did the same chap thing last week. And I was very hard on people in previous seasons of Drag Race about redoing silhouettes over and over again. So if I see another chap on this young lady, okay, Blu is stunning, okay, it made this, so I'd give her all the props. But if I see another chap on her and it's like, this is this new wave on guard, no ma'am, I need something different. I like a gown. I wish she did go for the gown, but I like it. It's not a bad look. I want a different silhouette from her now. That's all. Ting Wong. Well, there was a few things wrong with this outfit. A few things. Just a few. You did need a blouse or some kind of something in between. You could have done a little bit of the contour to your chest too. That would have gave it a little something with you holding it in and trying to keep it held in because you didn't have a button, or like Michelle said, you could have taken the metal pull string that you use as a necklace to actually wrap it around for the jacket. That could have really elevated the look a little bit. Honestly, your wig and your makeup was done. It was so good. The hair and the makeup was right for the money. The outfit itself, while I do appreciate the construction of the look and it was very well constructed, it still was like, okay, girl. wanted something just a little bit stronger than yesterday Britney Spears. That's all. That's all. Up next, Blockbuster Video, Hollywood Video. The VHS library at an old apartment complex that still apparently believes that you have a VHS player. It's the Vivienne, giving you the last days of Blockbuster sale tease. In terms of Christianity for the Vivienne, the dress is the Father, the face is the Son, and the wig is the Holy Spirit. It's another good look for the Vivienne. Vinegar Strokes. It's a no. It's a, not it's. It's a no. It's a chop. Vinegar, you know I love you, sister, but why is your face gold in this bodysuit a whole nother color? Your face was gold. Like, what? Then you got the tassels on the tatas with this, and I mean, one sleeve is all you need, apparently. I don't know. The wig with the lace, that harsh lace. Girl, I know when you got it. I could check the date on the wig. Like, it was a boot. It was boo, Wendy Testerberger. Boo. It was bad. Nope. I loved your confidence, though. But the whole look was a chop. Cheryl Hole. I didn't think this was as bad as Michelle was making it out to be, and it seemed like Michelle was mad at Cheryl for something that happened, maybe because she was getting flashbacks to Ganji. I don't know. I like the wig. I like the color scheme. I like the look itself. I wish the skirt had been a little shorter. It needed to have a little extra to give high fashion. Nothing about it was high fashion. Let's get that straight. Nothing about it was high fashion. The look itself, though, was clean. So I didn't see why it was like, she's in the bottom 3 for this. Honestly, I gotta be real with you. I'm not so big on Cheryl, but this is not as bad as, Michelle made it out to be. I thought it was decent. Last but not least is Crystal. So this is my favorite look of the night. This was so good. It was so good. Oh my God, it was so good. Baby, you can come out there with body hair and everything, and I wouldn't blink one lash. I would have just simply been like stunning. The fact that those are beach balls that are putting the hips in around, like, do you not see how that looks? It looks like 2 capes. It looks like Doctor Strange's capes that are velvet. And it's like 2 beach balls are holding them up to just give this giant hip illusion. You have this beautiful bodice that's done. The boots match. The headpiece is really great. Another accessory too, like, Crystal, it's right. It's so good. And I'm a little shocked that you did not win this episode. Now, Baga Chipz and Blu Hydrangea were safe. The Vivienne, Crystal, and Divina were the tops, while Something, Vinegar, and Cheryl were in the bottom, which I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Divina actually wins this challenge, which I can see why, because Divina had some very hard material to work with, where if she messed up in any kind of way, it would have been a disaster. But the entire whimsy of her outfit, I think, is what won. However, I would have given it to Crystal. I think that Divina's great too, but Crystal's was just like stunning. It was stunning. And I think that Vivienne did a great job too. So that was your 3. They were done. Now between Ting Wong, Vinegar Strokes, and Cheryl Hole, who do you think it's going to be, etc., etc. Backroom workroom tea with this untucked bit. Something had to defend herself a little bit with her outfit with the Vivienne. And of course, Vivienne had some very strong opinions in this untucked moment, girl. It was very interesting. And I loved how the Vinegar tried to insert herself like, Cheryl, do you think you could have done something different with your outfit? I'm like, you're not asking Cheryl shite. You're not. You're not asking her anything. Why would you, Vinegar, worry about this? It was fun you reading yourself literally on the stage. But no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I need you to be focused on something else, like getting a new wig, finding a new outfit, and lip syncing for your life, because you definitely are going to be lip syncing. Cheryl's scared that she's going to be lip syncing, but honestly, her critiques were not as bad as Something's and Vinegar Strokes. When they come back to the stage, of course, we find out Cheryl's safe. And then Ting Wong and Vinegar, who we were just told were besties, are now lip syncing against each other to the Eurythmics. Would I lie to you? This was the best lip sync of the season, and that is not saying much. Matt, they don't lip sync in the UK. I know that. I'm good and aware of it, but they've also been watching the show long enough, like the Vivienne said, and they are aware of what kind of competition this is to where they need to at least have a lip syncing format, a way of presenting themselves on stage happen. I thought Something did a good job, but I wasn't completely sold. They both gave me out of sync. The picture could not be airdropped. It was very that. Vinegar. I feel I am being picky because I love a good lip sync. It's one of my favorite things about drag is to go see someone perform. So for me, this is a little disappointing. However, comparing it to the previous two, they both entertained me. Now, after RuPaul gave a nice smile and a look back and forth, Ting Wong, Shantae, you stay. Vinegar Strokes, sashay away. Strokes, ma'am, let me tell you something. You gonna be, not only will you be all right because your career is already going somewhere, you've touched my heart and many others who are watching the show. I think you're definitely one of the best personalities we've seen in all of Drag Race history. I gotta tell you, from meeting you in person, literally see you on TV, and I feel the same person that I saw on the telly, that I do now, that I met in person at DragCon New York City. I would say so many nice things. Even though I thought this was not your gig, and this was a little like, wow, for most of your time on the show, Vinegar had one of the best personalities in Drag Race history, okay? Y'all, 7 queens remain, and Snatch Game is next week. Y'all know I'm so excited about that. You know I'm excited about that, but also pressed because I thought to myself, Vinegar would have probably killed Snatch Game. But we'll see what our remaining queens have in store for us. It's your boy, Matty Rants. Remember, all links are downstairs for social media pages if you want to follow me, including the Patreon and the Cameo, as well as if you want to donate to the channel. Those are PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App links. Those are downstairs. Press a button. $1, a $5, a $10, or a $20. Kablah! Okay. No, I'll see you next week for more Drag Race UK. I love you, love you, love you. Hugs and kisses, my best love and wishes to you. Y'all have a great rest of your week, and don't let anybody bring you down, okay? Bye.